Hey everybody, it's day 2 of the Every Bit Counts challenge, and I have been out picking up a bunch of things that are going to keep me busy the next few days for this challenge. I want to show them to you, but it's already late, but I'm going to get some stuff done. I already gathered up the things I was dehydrating yesterday, and I'm going to process a bunch of these bell peppers for the freezer. But let me show you what I got. This right here is a whole lot of tomatoes. Those are going to keep me real busy. So the reason I bought all those is my tomatoes are not doing really great. We've gotten a ton of rain and all of my tomatoes, except for the cherries, are just devastated by disease, blight. So I'm not going to get a huge harvest, and I needed more tomatoes than I planted anyway. So I went to the Amish auction and bought those today. And I also got 4 boxes of these beautiful bell peppers. So I'm not going to do all 4 of them tonight. I think we're just going to pack up one, but my favorite way to use these is to chop them up, dice them, put them in a vacuum seal bag and freeze them, and I use them throughout the year. So I have a lot of peppers in my garden, but I'm going to let all of those turn red to freeze for like fajitas and stuff like that. So let's get to chopping. These are my favorite vacuum seal bags. They're linked in this description. I use them for everything when we do chicken and whatnot, but I just cut some in half and sealed them so that I can have small individual packs of the peppers. I like to do that instead of like freezing them all together. So I won't make you watch me cut all of these peppers, but I'm just gonna remove the seeds, put those in the compost. I'm so thankful to have this auction somewhat close to us. It took me about an hour to get there. I've been there before. I've been buying some things there for a couple of years. So if I don't have the space to grow something, or I can't grow it, or what I do plant doesn't produce, I'm so thankful that I can go there and buy these things, and it was really affordable as well. This is a pretty big one, so I'm not sure that I'm gonna fit it all in this little bag. We'll see. We can make it. All right, now I'm gonna vacuum seal that. There we are. I did have to pull out this much because it wouldn't seal. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of this, and I'll show you what 1 bushel looks like packaged and ready for the freezer. These are all done. 13 of these meal size portions for my family for the recipes I use, ready for the freezer. I'm really excited. I did have to toss 2 of the peppers out of that 1 box. I think I said bushel. This is from a half a bushel minus 2 big peppers because there was some insects, yucky stuff in the inside, so I had to toss that. So I'm really excited. I have 3 more boxes to do, plus I have peppers in the garden. So I will be set for the year. This is going to be fabulous. I am going to go to bed and I will see you the same video, but for day 3 tomorrow. I have started work on the tomatoes. I have 1 canner full right now, and I am getting some more tomatoes prepared to blanch. I thought I would show you. Right now I'm working on these yellow ones. So I just use this core get that core out. Sometimes with some of these big tomatoes I have to go in a second time, or maybe use a knife. Got my compost here. I cut a slit, and then I will put those in boiling water until the skins start to split. Then I'll plunge them in cold water and peel the skins right off, and then they'll be ready to quarter and put in jars for the canner. I will say that processing tomatoes does take a lot of time. It's definitely not a short process. It is rather time consuming, but I still like it. I still like to be able to control what is in my food. And yes, these tomatoes that I'm currently working on, although I'll throw a few of my garden ones, aren't ones that I grew, but they're still quality tomatoes, and I'm still processing myself. So it's worth it. But I don't have any helpers today. One of my kids, one of her favorite jobs in the kitchen is peeling tomatoes. I don't know why, but she absolutely loves it. but they're with their grandma. And so they're having a lot of fun, but I do miss my helpers. Did you want to see this work a little bit closer up? You just put it in there and then twist. Oh, twist like this, and it's kind of like a melon baller. But if the tomato is not quite ripe, just let it be. If it's hard and you have to push much, you can really hurt yourself. Earlier, I was doing something, all of a sudden I realized, boom, and I came up my arm like this. Thankfully, I did not cut myself, but it could have been really bad. So I immediately stopped and prayed that the Lord would help me and I would have no injuries while I'm canning. All right, I'll bring you back when I'm all done with these. I thought I would show you how I blanched my tomatoes just in case you've never seen that. So they are cored and then they have a little X on the bottom. I have a pot of boiling water right here and I'm just going to drop in a couple. I might need to remove some of that water. It's a little high. It doesn't take very long. You'll see on the top, all of a sudden the skin will split or where the X is. And once that happens, I'll take it out, and I have my sink is right here and it has cold water in it. We'll put it in there and then the skins will peel right off. It usually depends on the temperature of your tomato and how big they are. You know, you need to keep it at a boil, and sometimes the boil will go down because you have really big tomatoes or whatever. So you just keep an eye on it. I have so much stuff in here. I don't know if I can bring it in closer. I have things all over my counter. Boxes of tomatoes, compost, bowls of tomatoes, other things working on. Canning season is not the time to come and inspect a woman's kitchen. All right. I found that just using this strainer here is an easy way to pull them out. As you can see, this one, it's hot. See how the skin is split? I'm gonna pop that in the water and let those sit there for a minute before I handle them. And when I do, I'll show you how easy it is to pull the skins off. Here we go. See, the skins come right off. Now, I have saved the skins before. You can dehydrate them and then powder them to use as flavoring or thickening. And honestly, I still have so many from before that I don't need to save them, and I don't find that I use them very much. So if you think that's something you would use, then by all means do that. Mine will go into the compost. Woo! And the chickens will also enjoy them because they have access to my compost pile. Easy peasy. Here is 21 of the quarts that I've canned of tomatoes today. I have 7 more in the canner right now. I'm almost done with day 3 of the Every Bit Counts challenge. I have 7 more quarts of tomatoes in the canner. I'm gonna wait to take those out before it's time for bed for me. I also cut up 17 more of these bags of bell peppers and got them in the freezer. Today was a busy day on the homestead. I had all kinds of other things going on and I still managed to get this much done. Tomatoes take forever, but they're worth it. So I still have lots of tomatoes to work through. So, you know, the next few days I'll be doing a lot, but other days I'll just be doing a little bit. And that's kind of the point of the challenge, that even on those days where you only have 1 or 2 little things, you do it because every bit counts. So thanks for coming along. Tomorrow will be another day and we're just gonna put several days together of these videos so you'll see how much I preserve. See you tomorrow. Day 4. First thing I need to do is cut the greens, or what was green, off from my onions. They were outside curing, so I'm gonna cut those off and I'm gonna put them in one of the boxes from the tomatoes that I've been canning, and then let them sit. I was a little worried about them being outside. Some of it wasn't drying. Maybe it needed to be in a cooler spot than outside in the chicken run. I don't know. So let's get those cut up. Okay, it's not a lot, but it's something from some onion starts that somebody had given me, and not doing a lot to prepare ahead of time. So hopefully I can grow some more next year. I'm gonna let these sit to just dry like this until I'm ready to use them, either fresh or maybe we'll make some onion powder, we'll see. Finishing up day 4 of the Every Bit Counts challenge. Here's 14 quarts of tomatoes. There's 4 more plus 1 pint in the canner. And then I have 13 packages of chopped bell peppers in 2-cup portions. This is a half a bushel of bell peppers. It's been another busy and productive day. 18 quarts of tomatoes plus a pint and 13 bags with a little bit more than 2 cups of bell peppers chopped, ready for the freezer. That was another of the half bushel boxes of bell peppers, so I have 1 more to process. I've decided to call it a night and give myself a little break. It's been some busy days with other things other than preserving going on. So we have some more tomatoes to work on tomorrow and that last bag of peppers, and my garden needs harvested. So there's gonna be more stuff. So this is the end of day 4. We'll see you back for day 5. God bless. Hey guys, it is day 5. I have already got 14 jars of tomatoes going in 2 canners right now. And I went out to my garden this morning and I harvested a bunch of things. 2 large zucchinis that clearly got overlooked, and then a couple small ones. And I want to try something that I saw the Inquisitive Farm Wife do, and it was make zucchini chips. So she sliced them with a mandolin, which I don't have, I'm going to use my food processor, and dehydrated them, but she put different seasonings on them. I have some ranch powder. So I'm going to try that. And maybe I'll just try some with some salt. I don't know. Let's get them cut up first. I do enjoy eating zucchini that are this size, but I'm not going to have these for dinner tonight, and I don't want them to go bad because I have all these other things going on. So zucchini chips it is. Let's see. Can you see my food processor here? Guys, my kitchen is such a mess. Oh, this one is a little too big, so that means this one is too. Oh, I need a mandolin. All right. Let's see. All right, what we're gonna do is, because I'm not gonna sit here and try to hand cut these into paper thin pieces, I'm just gonna cut them in half so they'll fit my food processor, and they'll be chips, but they won't be whole chips. But how many chips in your bag are actually whole chips? I forget how she seasoned hers and when she did it. I think I am just gonna toss them in a bowl. These are really thin, so these are gonna be next to nothing when they dehydrate. Let me get some seasoning and a bowl. All right, I grabbed some salt and pepper, some ranch seasoning, and my homemade taco seasoning. Why not, right? The 2 zucchini that I use, well, it's 3, but 2 varieties are Golden Delight and Black Beauty. I have a summer squash and a zucchini called Fort Hood out there, but they are not ready yet. Sorry, you can't see, can you? Maybe I should move you farther away so you can see this and me. Still trying to figure out camera angles. I do have a better tripod now, which is great, thanks to a beautiful friend who gifted it to me for my birthday. How about this? Let's try this. What should we do first? Yes, I know. Just cover your eyes. I've been meaning to make my own, but I haven't yet. This is almost gone, so maybe we'll do that together. I'm not doing this like all fancy. And I'm not even laying them out like individual chips. I'm just Guys, I have so many tomatoes still to deal with, so I am just doing what will work. Piling it all on here. Okay, that tray's not full, so let's do a few more. Got to do at least a full tray, I think. I'm getting close to the end of the mountain of tomatoes. I didn't weigh it all out. I'd have to really sit down and try to do the math of some of those boxes, but I had well over 250 pounds of tomatoes. So that is a lot, because tomatoes take a long time to, you have to core them, well, like wash them and core them, then blanch them and peel them, and then cut them up and can them. It takes a long time. All right, so the next one I thought might be fun to try is my taco seasoning. I don't have a lot of different seasoning blends, like I don't use like other than that ranch, I don't have any packaged like, say, barbecue or, whatever kind of thing. Any of the mixes I use are stuff that I mix up myself. So, and sometimes it's at the time of cooking, so. And if this turns out to not taste that great, oh well. It's only a couple zucchinis, and hey, I don't think anybody's usually lacking for zucchini. You could probably put a call out or a post on Facebook or something that you're looking for zucchini, and everybody will be like, I've got some! Hey! Well, that's not true. I have a friend who's struggling to grow it. I'm so sorry, Tommy. I would share if you lived closer. Hint, hint, hint. That is not a full tray either, but I'm gonna do the rest of those. There's stuff everywhere in my kitchen. I am so thankful for this large island, but woo-wee! Canning time, and I brought in so much food from the garden. Whew. All right. I'm not complaining. I'm thankful. But when I'm all done, my kitchen is going to need a serious like floor to ceiling floor cleaning. It's like, how do I even like spray tomatoes all up in the air? Does that happen to you too? And if these are not seasoned well, I'll try it again with some more seasoning, but also we could just make up some yummy dip and dip them in that. So we are going to give this a try. One of my favorite ways to utilize zucchini, though, honestly, I think I did a video, I'll put it up here if I did, I'm fairly certain I did, is to just cook it with some onions and ground pork. It's just so good. And then serve it over rice. My family loves it too. All right, so we did those 3 smallish zucchinis. We got 3 trays. I'll get this on the dehydrator. So these are the 2 zucchini that I found that kind of got away from me. These are rather large for anything I usually eat. We're going to make use of them. I'm going to shred them and put them in the freezer. Some people don't really like to do that for like zucchini bread and stuff, but I found if I drain it, it does well. I don't just put it straight in with all of the juice. I'm not going to make zucchini bread today because honestly, I'm a little busy. All right, so we'll get these cut up so they'll fit inside here, and we're just going to shred it up, and then I will vacuum seal it and get it in the freezer for another day. Sometimes I'll just make a whole bunch of zucchini bread muffins, and then I can freeze those, and then I can just pull them out as we want them for quick little snacks or something. All right, gotta empty that, getting a little full. I figured that all of that would not fit in one go around. And any of these extra little pieces, I can either cut them, or what I will do right now is just stick them in the compost. My chickens have access to my compost, so they will enjoy that. I don't even take my food scraps and put them like in at their coop or their run. I just put things like this in the compost and they can get to them. Now, if I have something that I don't want in my compost to give them, I have like a metal bowl. They hear me open my kitchen door and put it on the porch, and they enjoy it there. I will go ahead and finish this up, and then I'll get set up with my vacuum sealer. I got 5 2-cup packages of shredded zucchini from those 2 zucchinis plus one cup portion. So the bread that I make, one recipe calls for 2 cups. So I did heaping cups because I'll lose some with the moisture. But something I sometimes forget, obviously, and just in case you're gonna try this and you haven't done it before, zucchini is really wet, obviously. So if you're going to vacuum seal it, you want to push vacuum seal, and then as soon as it kind of shrinks down a little bit, but before it really does, hit seal. And that's the best you're gonna do. Otherwise, it's gonna start pulling all of the moisture up, and it won't seal the bag, and you'll have water, zucchini water inside your vacuum sealer. Same thing with onions. Especially if you shred them in your food processor like I did the first time several years ago. I was like, yeah, that was a mess. All right, so 5 of these 2-cuppers and one cup. That is a great start to having some snacks on hand. And maybe I won't let any more of those zucchinis get that large. The tomatoes still have a little bit. I'm going to see what else I can get into. I will definitely be doing more tomatoes. And when I finish for the day, or if I'm doing something new, I'll come back. All right, I am done. Well, not quite. I'm almost done for day 5. I have 3 more quarts of tomatoes in the canner, and that has to go for a little bit. I've got 28 finished on the counter already, and the zucchini chips that we dehydrated are ready. So I thought I'd just bring you along and we'll taste them. So let's see how they do here. They're super thin. I did use the thinnest setting on my food processor, so I guess I have to taste it to know which one this is. I'm not sure which one it is. It's good. I'm gonna guess it's ranch. Oh, yeah, for sure. This has to be taco. By the way, my whole house was smelling like taco seasoning earlier. All right, so they're not individual chips, but that's good. That's gonna make a good snack. All right, I'm just gonna put them in jars. These would obviously keep for quite a long time, but because I didn't make very many, these, if my kids happen to like these, they'll be gone immediately. But you know, if this is preserving food, and this would be a proper way to preserve squash, I dehydrate it thicker than this so I can add it to soups and stews throughout the year, and it keeps really, really well. So we have one more to try, right? We did the salt and pepper. Look how thin. Maybe if I do this again, I should do it a little thicker, but they did dry super fast, so. Can you hear it crunch? Sorry for those who don't like to hear people eat. That's really good too with just salt and pepper. Okay, well, I'm gonna pack those up and we are going to call this a successful day. So it'll be a total of 31 quarts of tomatoes, these 3 jars of zucchini chips, then all of the frozen zucchini, shredded zucchini we did. Did we do anything else today? We did, but not in the kitchen. Woo! This is proving to be a very busy start to the Everything Counts challenge, and I'm not doing small amounts, but I know I will soon. I'm gonna have a year's worth of tomatoes, and that's awesome. It takes a ton of time, but it will be worth it. So we'll catch you on day 6. God bless.